It's time for your daily dose of all things Chicago sports. This is the Daily Score. Now, here's your host, Mark Grote.
Man, this thing keeps going up a notch in terms of these really bad losses for the Chicago Bears as they choked away a 28-7 third quarter lead. Justin Fields and the Bears were up by 21 points, and they lose to the Denver Broncos by a final score of 31-28. And we'll get into some of the nitty-gritty of the game, but the loudest stuff was occurring off of the field and home, which I will explain to you right now. Chase Claypool, the Bears wide receiver, whom Ryan Poles gave up a second-round pick for, had a bad year last year, has been kind of a goose egg this year, was inactive in this game. Not only was he inactive, the Bears told him, don't bother to show up. No need for you to be at Soldier Field. They told Chase Claypool to stay home. We're not exactly sure why. Nobody told us why. The players did not tell us why, but there is some indication that it may have had to do with the comments that he made this past Friday when he asked essentially if the team was putting him in the right position to succeed and to thrive and to be him. He took a second, paused, and said no, that he was not being used to the best of his abilities right now. Paraphrasing a little, but I'm very confident that is exactly what went down because I was there on Friday when that happened. And then he apparently finds out on Saturday that he's inactive and then told, stay home. We don't want you at the ballpark at all. So let's start right there. And Justin Fields actually, let me back up just for full context. When Matt Eberflus spoke to us and we were asking him about Chase Claypool, he said that Chase Claypool was given a choice, whether to come to the field or stay home. And Eberflus indicated that he chose to stay home. Then we get back up to the press box after being in the locker room, which is where I am right now, in the press box. And a Bears spokesperson, a Bears communications official, told us in the press box that he was not given a choice. So I don't know what Eberflus was talking about. I don't know if he just goes into this coach speak mode where he's not going to answer anything, but he was not being forthright with us in terms of what was going on with Chase Claypool. But somehow Justin Fields was. Here's Fields on everything going on with Chase Claypool.
I called Chase, after whatever happened, and I was just checking up on him, make sure he was in good spirits. But regarding his comments and everything, I don't know if they are not. But one thing I do know is everybody in the building is trying to reach their full potential. So players, coaches trying to get the most out of every player, and and then us as players, we're trying to get the most out of ourselves and be the best we can. But as far as are you focused on a guy that's here or not during the game? No, not really. You're focused on the game and what's going on. So can't control that he was here or not. So yeah.
Justin, are you frustrated
when did you find out he was going to be a healthy scratch when you called him? When was that?
Coach let us know on I don't know if it was, I think it was Saturday maybe. Saturday at the team meeting, let everybody know, and at that point it's just next man up. So I think EQ and Tyler did a great job today and played well.
Do you want him on this team?
Do I want him on this team? Of course. Chase he's a weapon. He's passionate, and he just has to work on his display of his emotions. And me and him have had multiple conversations with that. But as far as do I want him on the team, that's a easy answer. Yes, of course.
Are you frustrated as a leader of the team by that situation, and given the fact that you specifically have gone to bat for him publicly multiple times?
You said, am I frustrated what?
With the Chase Claypool situation, when you have been out front in front of the cameras defending him throughout this.
Of course I'm frustrated, and when one of your best weapons on the outside is not in the game. But it is what it is. Coach in the front office, they made the decision, and that's what it is. As a player, I can't do anything about it. Got to go out there with the players that I have and execute to the best of my ability. So I just try to control what I can control and kind of just stay out of
Did they
what they
explain
got going
why
on.
that was apparently?
No, they didn't. And I think at the time when everybody found out, everybody was so locked in on preparing and getting ready for the game plan. Nobody really asked questions. We just don't ask questions. We just focus on the task at hand and the game.
I think it's interesting when Justin Fields throws out the control what you can control line. Control is something that Chase Claypool apparently doesn't have when it comes to his, as Justin Fields put it, display of emotions. This has been a theme with him going back to the game last year on the sidelines, having a tantrum, having a fit over something. And I will say at the time, I defended Chase Claypool because they were in the midst of their 11-game losing streak, and I was happy that somebody seemed pissed off. I didn't realize that this seems like a chronic issue with Chase Claypool. Now, we don't really have any official word on what happened with Chase Claypool, exactly why they gave just spoken generalities, but Justin Fields alluded to something he said, which we can only presume is kind of taking a shot at the Bears offense in terms of the way they are using him. But no matter what, I've unfortunately have gone to the other side here with Claypool. I can't defend anything he's doing. And he has not put himself in a position for the Bears to win, quite frankly. That's a big problem, that he has not ingratiated himself to this offense or to his teammates just because of the apparent outbursts that exist. So at this point, Chase Claypool is the problem. It's not the team. It's not the bosses. It's not the quarterback. This lands firmly on Chase Claypool, and he has to get himself right. And at this point, I don't know how deep this is going to run and how often he will be inactive or how often he will be on this team for the rest of this year. It seems like everything is up in the air with Chase Claypool at this point, and it's up to him. It's up to him to change it at this point. I feel like, if you want to point fingers, the finger to point is Ryan Poles at this point, because he is the one that probably knew some of these things about Chase Claypool. I mean, it can't be like a shock to the system of other scouts. And probably if you talk to people on Pittsburgh, or Notre Dame, they would probably tell you. So it can't really be a huge shock to the system of anybody to hear what is going on with Chase Claypool. But yeah, if you want to get mad at somebody, it would be Ryan Poles. It would be Ryan Poles for, maybe not vetting thoroughly or choosing potential production over potential locker room issue or practice issue. And it's been everything. It's been everything. And I have run out of excuses for him. And like I said, I felt like I had struck up a nice relationship with him last year, and was pretty honest with me about some stuff about wanting to be in camp and wanting OTAs and all of that kind of stuff. So I was prone to hearing that, and I don't even know if giving the benefit of the doubt is right, but maybe looking in the man's eyes and believing that he was desirous of doing whatever he had to do to be great, but he's got some stuff he's got to work on here now as well. Few other things about the Bears game that we should discuss. Look, Justin Fields was 28 of 35 for 335 yards and 4 touchdowns, 2 of those touchdown passes to Kmet. He looked terrific for a lot of the game. Unfortunately, he had 2, again, critical errors, a strip sack and subsequent touchdown for Denver, and then a critical interception on a pass that was intended for Chase Claypool. Here is Justin Fields on the pass that was intended for Cole Kmet. Fields is going to get into that amongst other things right here.
Overall, I think the offense, we did well. We just got to finish, fourth quarter drive, defense held them. at the end on a field goal, and that's really all you can ask for is, a chance. So, I got to be better in that situation. And, we just got to finish.
The pick, what do you see?
Yeah, saw man. The safety had depth, so, I expected Cole to kind of go to a spot and sit down because of the safety's depth, but, Cole stuck to the rules and, selling over and breaking out. So all in all, it's my fault. Man coverage, he's supposed to do what he did, but, I kind of wanted him to just play football and kind of just sit down in space. So that's kind of why I threw it to a spot, how I did. But, it was really just a miscommunication on that one.
You thought he'd freelance a little bit. And just
kind of freelance, boom, go up there, turn around, sit down, and, of course, move on to the next play. Of course, in that situation, you're in 4-down territory right there. So, just a miscommunication on, me and him, and, it comes down to being my fault at the end of the day. So I got to be better for the team in that situation.
Good explanation. And here's the thing about Justin Fields' day. Those errors were huge from Justin Fields, but he looks so much better in this game than he has in may have been the best rhythm I've seen from Justin Fields, period. Again, 28 of 35 for 335, 4 touchdowns and an interception. It just and hey, taking into account that it was Denver, all of that stuff. There was command. DJ Moore, 8 catches, 131 yards and a touchdown in this game. Mooney was part of things, had one particularly big catch in this game. So it just that's what you could take out of it. Still got to eliminate the stuff. The loss was abominable when you have a 28-7 lead in the third quarter. But if we're talking about Justin Fields, he took a step. He took a step in this game. He took a big step forward in this game. Let's see if they can turn it around and make it better on Thursday night. One last cut. It'll be DJ Moore. And I thought he used probably the best phraseology in terms of this game in a 31-28 loss to Denver.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. You be up the whole game, they come back and win it on their field goal. So we still had a chance to win it, and we didn't.
That's it. Heartbreaking. Still had a chance. Yeah, and by the way, the 4th and 1 where the Bears went for it on the Denver 18 when it was tied 28-28 and Khalil Herbert gets stuffed. Sounds like the consensus in the locker room and from Ed Eberflus, nobody was surprised they went for it. They were 100% on board with it. Fields loved it. Eberflus obviously liked it because he was the one that made the call. There was no conflicting messages from players. They were all pro, go for it. They just didn't execute it, and that turned out to be a pretty huge play on the day. So yeah, Bears are 0-4, embarrassing loss number 4 on the season, and they got the fast turnaround at Washington on Thursday where they have to avoid again going to a mini bye, feeling really bad about themselves. So we'll see if the Bears can turn it around. Ought to be an interesting week at Hallis Hall where I will be every day and reporting on the score and on the daily score. For our executive producer, Ray Diaz, I'm Mark Grote. Talk to you soon.